Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's talk. Today's theme is going to be a pro tip about nothing. I couldn't think of a specific subject. I just have a lot of things I'd like to say, so I want to touch on various things and see where the conversation goes. Conversation. A one-way conversation. But related to my video, let's see. Related to my video the other day about bathing, I was singing about this Japanese little phrase that says keep your head warm, your head cool. In a figurative sense, in a literal sense, but I was just thinking one example of keeping your head hot. I mean, what goes wrong when your head gets hot? When I was a kid, hot summer day, noon, me and my friend Chuck would go down, play tennis on the tennis courts. We made of cement, shining almost like a mirror. And I didn't know anything. I think Chuck occasionally would bring water to cool off. I wasn't smart enough, and I don't remember getting much advice from my parents on things to avoid the sun or the heat or whatever. But we'd be playing tennis down the school, and my head would get so hot, I would start to get faint, right? I'd have to stop and go lay down in the shade or something for a little while because I was on the verge of heat stroke. And Chuck's parents, I think, were smart enough to teach him to take a pitcher of ice water when he went and played tennis. But I don't remember giving a thought about those kinds of things, and kids don't know. You have to teach them. But yeah, there's nothing good about getting overheated. And the same thing with sun. I see my daughters laying out in the sun. I want to cringe inside. But you can't tell the kids stuff today. Maybe you couldn't either when we were kids, but can't tell them what to do. I remember I was a young adult, but my friend Dennis had some tanning beds. And he had an agreement with some local hotel that he'd put his tanning beds in there and somehow makes money off it. And he replaced his light bulbs in this tanning bed. He said, "Hey, Mark, why don't let's go test out our new bulbs. Do you want to get I'll let you lay in the tanning bed and get suntan." Oh, jeez. I'm whiter than white. The sun is not my friend. Tanning beds are not my friend. I can't remember how long I laid in that thing, but oh my heavens. I came home. I don't know how long it took to take effect, but I was beat red and fried I was in pain. And I see our kids laying out in this Utah sun with not much atmosphere. It's not like Japan, where you're sea level and have all this atmosphere above you. They're so high here. There's nothing to block this harmful rays of the sun. And they won't listen. And I cringe as they lay out and roast their body. Oh my heavens. I think I don't know if our parents' generation knew how harmful the sun was, but anyways. So that's a couple things I wanted to talk about. This is the pro tip about nothing, so I'm just going to randomly talk about things that come to my mind. And, let's see. About you. Maybe I'll go back to some of my favorite YouTube channels that I forgot to mention on my favorite YouTube pro tip. Lately, of course, health is on my mind a lot, so I wanted to delve into. Just yesterday, my wife discovered him a few weeks ago, and she likes to have me watch these things, and oh my heavens, it was so good. It was the best explanation of our blood pressure, how it goes. You know, it's all over the place. And I've been measuring my blood pressure for a long time, but it's the best explanation about it. And then he talks about 7 steps of breathing, or 7 concepts of how our breathing affects our blood pressure. Hope that wind noise is not too much. But anyways, it was so. Dr. Stan Ekberg. Ekberg. It was so excellent. The best explanation of that. And then I watched some of his other videos too, and they're just as excellent. So I'm big on him right now. Of course, I mentioned Mark Hyman. I love his philosophy. It's kind of treat your food as medication. You know, spring for the more expensive organic vegetables when you can, and the grass-fed meat or chickens or eggs or whatever. I mean, there's some wisdom in that, right? So, Mark Hyman, I mentioned him. Some other guy, I can't think of his name. I've been watching a few of his videos. Another white guy. What is his name? I like to watch his stuff. But then on some of my, let's see what else I like to watch. Trying to think. Let's see. Nothing's coming to mind. I'm just not thinking that well, so I might as well talk about some of my. Well, how long is this? 9 minutes. That's gone long enough. Welcome to today's talk. Thank you for listening. I'll try and think of something else to talk about.